Well, oh no, boys. It seems like the Tate brothers just can't keep out of trouble, can they? Now they're facing charges in the UK, my home country. And wow, it just seems like a never-ending avalanche of allegations and inquests and charges from different countries. We had Romania, we've had America, now we're having the UK. This article's from BBC News. UK prosecutors say 21 charges authorised against the Tate brothers. This article was written by Ian Somerville and Ian O'Byrne Mulligan. Prosecutors in the UK have confirmed for the first time they have authorised 21 charges against Andrew and Tristan Tate, including rape, actual bodily harm and human trafficking. The Crown Prosecution Service said that it had authorised the charges against the brothers in 2024, before an extradition warrant was issued to bring them back from Romania. The two British Americans are under investigation in Romania, facing a number of charges which they deny. And the CPS said the domestic criminal matters in Romania must be settled first. The CPS's charging decision came after it received a file of evidence from Bedfordshire Police about allegations made in the UK. The CPS said Andrew Tate, a 38-year-old influencer and former kickboxer, faces 10 charges connected to 3 alleged victims, including rape, actual bodily harm, human trafficking, and controlling prostitution for gain. Tristan Tate, 36, faces 11 charges connected to 1 alleged victim, including rape, actual bodily harm, and human trafficking. Wow. So for the sake of the argument, let's say that the brothers are completely innocent. I would ask them, is this all worth it? You have the cars, you have money, you have a nice home in Romania where they detained you for a long time in prison. But is it all worth it, Tristan and Andrew Tate? Is this the life you could truly say that you are loving? This sucks to me. I don't envy you guys. And regarding the brothers, I say the same thing that I say about all red pill commentators and personalities. They have correctly identified the problem, but their solution sucks. It's not conducive to a long-term future. It's not conducive to long-term success in this life. And we can see this happening and playing out in real time, because look at the life that Andrew and Tristan Tate have. Non-stop allegations, non-stop police after them, non-stop governments hating on them. I remember when they went down to Florida the other day, I think it was Robert DeSantis, he was saying negative things about, you're not allowed in this country, we don't want you here. Who wants this life where it seems like you're always on the run? Regardless if you are guilty or not guilty, your life sucks, because for you guys it's a non-stop hide and seek lifestyle, and I don't see that being of a great life. You guys preach on and on about the problems of society right now, but your solution sucks because you're not living a great life that is enviable whatsoever. Tristan and Andrew Tate are symbolic of a fat personal trainer who is telling everybody that being overweight is unhealthy, which is correct, but are still fat and unhealthy themselves. The personal trainer has correctly identified the problem, but their solution clearly sucks, because look at them. And I do not find their position favourable whatsoever. As always, we have to say innocent until proven guilty. The Romanian courts tried to get them. So far, they haven't been convicted of anything. America has tried to get them. Nothing's come through there. And now they have all these charges against them in the UK. Let's see what happens. At this moment in time, they're innocent for all intents and purposes, because they have not been convicted of anything as of right now. But that does not matter, because their life sucks. And if they are truly innocent and the Matrix is after them, which is a very possible theory, because once the elites want you dead and want you down, they will come after you in a big way. So hypothetically, if they are completely innocent, they did nothing wrong, doesn't matter, their life still sucks. So they haven't really found the solution for a great life whatsoever. Who wants to live like them? Okay, you go and get a Lamborghini every so often. Okay, you go there, you have a nice holiday. Okay, you go in private jets, cool. But non-stop, you're in prison for almost a year. You go there, the police are after you. It's like they're lining them up. It's like back in the day, I used to have lined up detentions. I used to have so many detentions that I would go to one teacher's detention, then straight after to another's. And right now, that's what the police around the world are doing. That's what the governments around the world are doing to them. They got to go through the Romanian system first, see what happens there, and then they'll be extradited from Romania to the UK. It sucks. Who wants to be them? Not me, hermanos. Not me, hijos. Not me, chamacos. Their life is dead. And honestly, I never really liked Andrew Tate. He talks about how to make money and how to become a man, and these things are more often correct than not. But how about how to be a good father? How about how to look after your wife and be a tenderly loving person? How about how to improve society and make it better? They say you should do that, but they're not actually doing things to actually make society a better place. I don't see them do anything charitable or going to places of people in need. All I see them doing is going in from Lambo to Lambo, car to car to car. I remember watching one video and they said, oh my God, I had to buy 2 cars in one day because I couldn't choose which one. That is the type of masculinity that these two are showing off to the world. And while I find Andrew's persistence and his determination very endearing, I find how the way he's playing this game of chess terrible. Because if he truly knows that there's something called the Matrix, if he knows that there's something called the elite, then he should know what he's up against. And what he's up against is something that he cannot beat. And these charges against him in the UK are going to be far, far worse than Romania, because as we know, the UK is a far more powerful country than Romania. And if these boys want you down, they'll get you down. If you're not part of the elites, if you're not part of the oligarchy, you have no protection against these people. If the Matrix and the elites truly want you down, you're going down. This article's from The Guardian. These charging decisions followed receipt of a file of evidence from Bedfordshire Police. A European arrest warrant was issued in England in 2024, and as a result, the Romanian courts ordered the extradition to the UK of Andrew and Tristan Tate. That tells me, that indicates to me that the Romanian courts actually want the UK to have him and take him, because they know that the UK will do a better job of shutting him up compared to themselves. The Crown Prosecution Service reminds everyone that criminal proceedings are active and the defendants have the right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information online which could in any way prejudice these proceedings. That indicates to me that they have something tangible on these brothers. I just couldn't see the UK government wasting their time and bringing these charges to trial with no tangible evidence. They must have something on them. And if the evidence isn't contundente, if it isn't conclusive, then it has to be something around these facts, that there has to be something that leads them to think this, which means Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have to be shady in some way. I couldn't imagine everything that the Crown prosecution is saying is just completely wrong. And they have absolutely nothing. And honestly, I do often wonder where they're getting all their money from. It doesn't add up to me, them just getting their money through mostly like their university course, the educational course thing. Something about them. Okay, this is just pure speculation. This is just pure opinion, I'll be honest. Something seems a little bit off about them two brothers. I'm not too sure what it is, but I just get a real shady feeling and sensation from them two. And I don't respect it or rate it. I just don't trust them. Something just doesn't seem right. And if you've started your money-making career from, albeit legally, having a ring of cam girls, if you're that far into shadiness, and you've admitted that, how far shady do you really go that we don't know? Again, it's speculation. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that you have done anything. I'm saying if you are that little bit shady, there's a good chance you could be a bit more shady. There's just something about them two boys which I don't see holiness. I don't see pureness. I don't see that love coming out. Specifically Andrew Tate. His brother Tristan, he's just a follower. He's just there for the ride. He follows Andrew Tate through whatever he needs. And he just follows the circus. But his brother, I just don't trust him. Just don't trust him. Something about him doesn't trust him. And I've got a feeling that very soon, in the next few years to come, something will come out. Innocent to proven guilty, let me remind you. But I just personally, this is my personal opinion, I find something dodgy about them two boys. Andrew Tate is also being sued by 4 other women after the Crown Prosecution Service decided not to prosecute in 2019. He has denied the allegations. So he's got these women cases going on as well. And Andrew Tate often talks about how no woman has been speaking badly about him, but that could possibly be because all these women that have been potentially have been violated by him are in the pursuit of court and a trial, and by saying anything in the public, it could jeopardize their case. That's a possibility. Lawyer Matt Jury, representing several alleged British victims of Andrew Tate, said, "We welcome the clarity from the prosecution service that our authorities are working to ensure the Tates face justice here in the UK. They cannot be allowed to escape extradition." I just don't think Andrew Tate is going to run away. I think that would make things worse for him. At the same time, we ask once more that CPS admit its mistake in failing to prosecute Tate when he lived in the UK and finally charge him for the rape and assault of the other 3 women. Our clients, who originally filed criminal complaints against him as long ago as 2014, but were failed by the system, they deserve justice too. So obviously those 3 women aren't speaking about it publicly on social media because they know if they say things that could change the case, it could jeopardize their case. The allegations were subject to a Hertfordshire police investigation, which was closed in 2019. Most of what I see Andrew Tate do is just consume. Andrew Tate's a consumer. He's not really giving back to the community, giving back to the system, giving back to the people. What I see him doing when I search him up on YouTube is just driving cars, nice restaurants, private jets, buying expensive things. That's all I see. How is that changing the shape of masculinity in the West?
You know? Oh, we had to do it big. So we get to see what it feels like to be in Ukraine. Oh, whoa. Imagine. Buddy, I want to introduce you to my friends. Thank you very much. Sorry. Awesome. Good. Same color t-shirt. Bro, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Now we'll do a quick test run. Okay. And then once the car comes, you guys...
Dead.
Pretty cool. Glad you managed to pull it.
Boring.
Oh, yeah, super cool. That is the Batmobile for real. I have to get Tate now, don't I? But I never drive in Dubai anyway because traffic's so bad. I just get my security team. If I buy a number plate like this, I need to start driving cars. Otherwise, I'll just sit in the garage.
Honestly, never liked mo vlogs, to be honest with you. I'll be real.
They have fallen for a different type of sound. And I wonder, if I were to ask you, do you actually, truly believe in your heart that you can escape the Matrix? Do you believe you can do what I have done?
Well, you can't, Andrew Tate, clearly, because they are gunning for you. If it is the Matrix we're talking about here.
Do you believe you can make $1 million a week and buy a new car every week and get arrested and become more famous and doesn't matter and come out?
But who wants that life? Who wants to just be arrested and come back out and drive more cars? That is so dead. You couldn't pay me any amount of money to have Andrew Tate's life. I don't want to be stuck in prison for as long as he did in Romania. I don't want to be constantly being charged here and they're not allowed in certain countries. I love my freedom. So you talk about escaping the Matrix, but have you done it yourself? Nope.
And have all these famous friends and travel the world and all these women can adore you. Do you actually believe?
Will they be adoring you when you're sitting in a prison cell?
Believe in yourself, or have you been demoralized? Self-belief is something that is purported and pushed. It's something that is advertised by a bunch of people. You got to believe in yourself. You have to understand, you don't have to believe in yourself for all the hippie garbage reasons they're giving you. You have to believe in yourself because every single time you're going to want to do something which is exceptional, you're going to have to suffer.
Yeah, but not the kind of suffering you're going through, Andrew Tate. You're not exactly Jesus crying on the cross here, mate. And I really find it inspirational, let's say, Andrew Tate's determination, that part of his masculinity, really respect it. Because he is jumping for his dreams. He is jumping for his success. But the problem is, he's not jumping something that's possible to jump. He's jumping from a 20-story skyscraper. And he's going to come down and crash and die.
The only way you can suffer is if you believe you will reach it to the other side. You believe it will work in the end. If I set you on fire, and I tell you that eventually, in 15 seconds or so, I'll put out the fire, and you believe me.
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think to yourself, would I want my son to be Andrew Tate? No. No. Would I be proud of my son if this is how he turned out? Because materially, he has a lot. Look at him with his nice suit, smoking a cigar in a lovely location. Probably Dubai. Nice architecture there. But really and truly, Andrew Tate has nothing. All you've got to ask yourself, boys, is would you want to trade life to someone? That is a quick way to work out if you truly respect and adore somebody. And there's a lot to adore about Andrew Tate, but overall there isn't much. His determination, his fire to go after what he wants is very, very endearing. But his solution? Terrible. Terrible.
You'll be able to sit there, engulfed in the flames of poverty, and you'll be able to meditate and use your mind to resist dying because you believe it's coming to an end. If you don't believe I'm ever going to put the fire out, you're done. In fact, you're toast. And the reason for that is destination.
I don't know where he gets his confidence from, because
believe you could escape the Matrix. Do you know what you want? Do you believe you could achieve your dream life and not be like all of these other idiots down below who don't want?
Who's the real idiot though, Andrew Tate? The guy working 9 to 5 and having a great life, being able to see his son and wife every single day, or you that isn't really living a life that's favorable?
Want to escape, or don't think they can escape, or think it's too hard, or think it's too difficult. Do you truly believe you are that guy? These hippie self-help guru idiots. When I say believe in yourself, I don't mean sit around on your ass jerking off believing in yourself, because that is just a fast track.
And it's a shame because half of what he's saying is completely true, but then half of it is just pure googly-doo rubbish. I don't want to follow your advice. I don't want to be you. You've got to look up to a man that you want to be. Andrew Tate is not a man that I want to be.
Internet influencer brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate are tonight facing rape charges here in the UK. The pair are currently awaiting criminal proceedings in Romania.
Isn't it just a sucky life when your friends and your family, all they see about you online is all these allegations and allegations, regardless if they're true or not? It's just, I couldn't imagine what it's like to live under that. And maybe they're deluding themselves to a certain extent and pretending to be more happy with their life than they really are, because the opposite, the reality of it is so stark that they better lie to themselves. I don't know. But I couldn't bear to live a life like them. Not me. No quiero. No lo quiero.
Separate allegations. They are then due to be extradited to Britain. Our correspondent Geraint Vincent is with me now. Geraint, what exactly are the pair accused of?
Andrew Tate is facing 10 charges in relation to 3 alleged victims. Those charges include rape, actual bodily harm, human trafficking, and controlling prostitution for gain. His younger brother Tristan faces 11 charges, including rape, actual bodily harm, and human trafficking, and they relate to 1 victim. Both brothers are currently facing a separate prosecution in Romania, as you mentioned. The pictures you're about to see were filmed in Romania last year. The prosecution there involves allegations that they lured girls to Romania where they were sexually exploited. Andrew.
And that's what I'm thinking as well. About the whole moving to Romania thing. Like, I just feel like it's just too simple, his explanation. Romania's a free country. It's more beautiful than you think. I feel like there's more of a reason why they moved to Romania. I really feel it, because you know that there's a lot of Romanian gangs and stuff like that, and there's a shady underworld to a lot of Romanians. Not all, of course, but there is a. I mean, look around. You see, there's a lot of Romanian people that do a lot of crazy stuff, like Romanian shoplifters in the UK and stuff like that. I feel like he moved to Romania for a higher purpose, because the amount of money he's receiving and the lifestyle he's living compared to his legitimate open business that we can actually see, it doesn't add up. It does not square up. I feel like he went to Romania for more.
And Tristan Tate have always denied any wrongdoing. In this country, Andrew Tate also faces a landmark civil claim brought by 4 women. Landmark because it's the first time a claim has been brought against anyone for the crime of coercive control.
Oh, I never knew that.
A claim Andrew Tate also denies. Now, to describe Andrew Tate as an influencer, Lucrezia, is somewhat to underplay his significance, I think. He's got millions and millions of followers on social media. His videos have been viewed hundreds of millions of times.
Oh, this is quite interesting.
Internet influencer brother.
And at the bottom here, we see this really interesting comment. Just remember, Hugh Edwards is still walking around a free man. So that dirty nonce that touched that boy up during lockdown, Hugh Edwards. Let me show you Hugh Edwards.
Breaking news here on the BBC. Within the past few minutes, former BBC News presenter Hugh Edwards has pleaded guilty at Westminster Magistrates Court to 3 counts.
Another idiot that lost his career doing dirtiness, foolishness, nonsense crap.
Of making indecent images of children. He arrived just under an hour ago. The offences took place between 2020 and 2022. They relate to 37 images that were shared on a WhatsApp chat, according to the Metropolitan Police. So in the past few minutes, the broadcaster, former BBC presenter Hugh Edwards, has pleaded guilty at Westminster Magistrates Court to 3 counts of making indecent images of children. Our correspondent Seema Katecha is...
Yeah, that's where Andrew Tate may have a point. Okay? If the Matrix is after him, he ain't gonna win. But you see Hugh Edwards, yeah, this dirty nonce, who has been pleading guilty, he has pled guilty. He's walking around free. You know why? The UK Matrix loves him. He is part of it. That's why he was the highest paid BBC news presenter. How much was Hugh Edwards making? This guy was making bank. He received between £435,000 and £439,000 in the year 2020-2023, which then rose to between £475,000 to £479,999 between April 2023 and April 2024, the BBC's latest annual report shows. Ha! The only way you get to that kind of level without any previous fame is because you are part of the Matrix. You are part of the elites. Hugh Edwards is definitely part of the elites because you don't get that kind of pay. That's not normal. You got Alan Shearer, an ex-football player, making £380,000, but Hugh Edwards, the little nonce. And I'm sure people on the BBC knew things beforehand. Let him get that kind of money. Gary Lineker, who has now left the BBC, for reasons I'm not going to get into this video because it's a bit different, he was making 1.35 million. But the difference is he is completely famous in the world of football. I think he's an ex-football player. But that kind of money can only come through one way when you're working for a government institution like the BBC. You're part of the club. You're part of the boys. And you're part of the boys, you're protected. Andrew Tate, however, he ain't protected. So yeah, boys, do you really look up to Andrew Tate as you think you do? I completely understand the like parts about him, like his determination, his risk taking, his masculinity in terms of going after what he wants, speaking whatever he wants, speaking his mind. Those are really lovely traits to have. But as an overall picture, do you really want Andrew Tate's life? This man, regardless of if he's guilty or not, has been through hell. Has his decision so far in his life been worth it? I do not think so. Stay up to date with me by subscribing to the Hezron Springer Show and the Hezron Springer Show clips. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.